week's markets at 8:30 in the morning, all on WHOW, AM, FM, and streamed online.
If the flu's got you down, the Warner Hospital and Health Services Walk-In Clinic can help you feel better fast. CEO Paul Skowron inviting you to make us your backup plan to better health. Find out more by clicking our icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
DeWittDailyNews.com is the area's leading local news source 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Get the latest local news, obituaries, police splatter, weather forecast, and more with no paywall. Head to DeWittDailyNews.com to get the local information you need to know.
From the Hart Media Group newsroom and DeWittDailyNews.com, I'm Ben Hubbard with this expanded morning newscast. Good morning and thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Ben Hubbard. The news is brought to you by Baum Chevy Buick in Clinton, your Silverado headquarters, as well as Connexus, offering fiber internet in Clinton. Click their icon on DeWittDailyNews.com to find out more. A new manufacturer in Clinton is looking for around 30 skilled laborers for its new operations, and those interested can come out for a job fair this week. Meyer Structure Towers, a subsidiary of Arcosa, is beginning operations at its Clinton location north of town at the former Arcosa Wind Tower facility. Talent Acquisition Manager Michelle Durham told the Hart Media Group in Clinton they will be manufacturing tubular steel structures.
Meyer Utility Structures is an industry leader in the engineering, design, and fabrication of concrete, tubular steel structures for transmission, distribution, and substation applications. Here at this particular plant in Clinton, we will actually be fabricating tubular steel structures.
Meyer will look to hire around 30 laborers, and Durham indicates they have a variety of skilled labor openings they will be interviewing for this Wednesday and Saturday at their location on Tabor Road, north of Clinton.
We are going to need a whole host of positions. Right now, we're looking for sub-arc welders, overhead crane operators, maintenance technicians, both mechanical as well as folks who are more on the electrical side. We are looking for several material handlers, a welding school instructor. I need an EHS manager, a materials manager, many welders. We need some fitter welders, and then senior level fitter welders, looking for a plant HR manager and a quality manager. Very, very well paying positions. We do feel like that we have priced ourselves appropriately within the area and extremely competitive with any of the other employers here in the area. So we're having two job fairs. The first one is going to be Wednesday, February 4th, from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. We are going to have folks come in, apply directly while you're here at the job fair. You'll interview on site, and many of those positions will be able to actually make offers and have people leave with offers in hand. And again, that was Wednesday, February 4th from 4 to 7. And then we also have a time on Saturday for those folks who can't make it Wednesday evening. So Saturday, February 7th, we'll be here from 8:30 to 11:30.
Durham says it is an open interview process. Applicants should come ready with their resumes and could be offered a job at that time. Again, those hiring events come up on Wednesday, February 4th from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. and Saturday, February 7th from 8:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. at the Meyer location off Tabor Road, north of Clinton off U.S. Highway 51. Visit arcosa.com and find the careers tab and look for the Clinton area jobs. The plant hopes to have around 100 jobs hired by the end of the year, with more to come in 2027. Coming up shortly on this expanded newscast, U of I Extension teaching teens to teach. A typical winter week is likely ahead in central Illinois. That's according to Ed Shimon at the National Weather Service in Lincoln, who on the WHOW Morning Show Monday told the Heart Media Group the highlight of the week will be slight warm-ups to bookend the week.
Yeah, it's actually not going to be too bad. Not seeing a lot of precipitation at all. I mean, for a while we were targeting Tuesday for a little band of snow, maybe a couple inches even. But as time has gone on, that was Friday's kind of solution. And then as we come into Monday here, that shifted way south. So, we're actually going to be, roughly around freezing today, a little bit below tomorrow, as a cold front kind of comes through, 29 for a high. Then we clear out, sunshine on Wednesday, but colder, 26, mid-20s, not bad, but it's 10 below normal. And then we warm up above freezing for the late part of the week, 32 Thursday, 38 Friday. No precipitation that I'm seeing in there, nothing, And then we have a cold front Friday night, so highs on Saturday, about 28, and then on Sunday back up to 34. So, not too bad. Lows are going to be in the teens to low 20s, maybe a mid-20 on Thursday night, but not painful. No real precipitation of note. So it's going to kind of be just a typical winter week and no real travel problem.
Look through the rest of February. Shimon indicates there is an above normal signal for temperatures. It starts next week when we could see some days in the mid to upper 40s.
Above normal temps in the 6 to 10 day and the 8 to 14 all the way through the 15th of February is looking above normal temperatures. So that should put us in the 40s because, this month mid 30s is normal and 40s aren't that far away. So, and we're in the 40th to 50th percentile of tendency toward above normal temperatures all the way through the middle of the month. So that looks pretty good. Precipitation wise, when I looked out into the fantasy forecast of our American model, it looks like rain on the 12th and the 14th. The next two systems that are coming in are going to be warm during that warm spell. And we're more than likely going to have rain as our next set of measurable rain, measurable precipitation.
By the end of the month, high temperatures start to get into the 40s. Shimon indicates that the last few weeks of February are showing a below normal temperature trend after a warm up in the middle of the month.
Sure. February starts off around 36 for a high, 18 for a low. And actually we warm up quite a bit. Normal highs are 45 by the end of the month. Normal low is 26. So that's going to feel real nice if we can start to peg near or above normal. But, the 3 to 4 week outlook actually shows below normal temperatures for the last half of February. We may have a little low but cold air come back and bite us at some point in that last 2 weeks of the month to tip the balance for those 2 weeks in the below normal range. Enjoy the warm up around Valentine's Day.
Heading into the spring, Central Illinois could really use some substantial rain. However, there are concerns if we were to get some as conditions currently stand. We'll have more on that with Shimon later this week from the Heart Media Group. You're listening to the WHOW Morning Show. Let's take a quick break with a word from our sponsors.
Baum Chevrolet Buick offers full transportation options while giving you peace of mind. This is Scott Baum from Baum Chevrolet Buick here in Clinton. This is what we do every day. We listen to you, give you options for routine maintenance, major mechanical problems, or collision repairs with a staff that's knowledgeable to find the best option for you. Baum Chevrolet Buick, your full-service dealer. See us at baumchevybuick.com right from the start.
Experience the power of better connection with Connexus Fiber Internet. Connexus delivers ultra-fast, reliable speeds to keep you connected at the speed of life. Whether you're working from home, streaming your favorite shows, or gaming with your friends, Connexus has you covered. Say goodbye to buffering and dropped calls and say hello to fiber fast internet. Ready to upgrade your connection? Sign up today by clicking the Connexus icon at DeWittDailyNews.com. Nothing connects us like Connexus.
News time is 17 minutes after the top of the hour. You're listening to the WHOW Morning Show. The 4-H program puts a big focus on building leadership skills in students, and the U of I Extension in DeWitt, Macon, and Piatt counties has an upcoming program to do just that. DeWitt, Macon, and Piatt counties Extension educator Henry Kraft indicates that the Teen Teachers Program gives local 4-Hers the opportunity to create and host their own programs as they try to address issues in their community.
We got some teen teachers that are 4-H members that they're creating programs as well to kind of meet some of those needs in the community. And man, we've just been cranking it out. It's been a whirlwind. We've got our teenagers from the 4-H program that have sat down and they're learning how to teach. And so one of the big things that we focus on in our unit and with my programming is healthy living. And so that includes mental health related programming, but also nutrition and wellness. And so these youth are very interested in that nutrition and wellness and also some STEM things. So what we've kind of put together is 3 to 4 different lessons that we're going to bring to the libraries and those youth to talk about food and how it helps you, but also the science behind food.
Extension educator Ann Reinbold told the Heart Media Group on the WHOW Morning Show Monday that the Teen Teachers Program will be hosting an opportunity for kids to learn about basic food science. It takes place at the Weldon Public Library on February 11th at 3:30 p.m.
Yes, so we are very busy in our 3 counties. And your community workers, we are working really hard to create those opportunities, those 4-H experiences for the general public and your community there, but also for our 4-H members that are active in a club. So one of the things that we have coming up is our DeWitt County Teen Teachers. So this is a very special program to the 4-H organization where we take teens and we teach them how to teach. And we give them those confidence and those skills to go out and teach our younger kids. So we do have an opportunity coming up. It's called Fun with Food. It's on February 11th. And there are a couple opportunities with those teen teachers, but that one specifically on February 11th is from 3:30 to 4:30 p.m. at the Weldon Public Library District. And just a little bit about that program that's coming up. We are going to focus on fun with foods, blending the STEM, the concepts with wellness and health, and all through the experiential learning model of 4-H. The activities are designed especially for the younger youth and will explore the science behind food, creativity, and have plenty of fun along the way. And that is available to ages 5 to 11.
Reinbold explains that recruitment for the program often happens within the schools as local extension educators try to provide extra educational opportunities for students in the community.
Henry Kraft, one of our educators over in DeWitt County, is working closely with, I believe, the school there in Clinton. So we're usually going to the schools and really searching out those teens just in their space that they're at every single day. But we are also you want to contact our educators or any of our staff on our website, please just send an email. Your family members can, or the teen as well. But that is just a great way to get involved and get some of those skills. Please keep in mind when you are with 4-H at a workshop or a program, we are very big on making sure that we have reasonable accommodations for your children to participate. So there is always on our website a place to contact someone with that program saying, hey, this would be best for my child. So please keep that in mind. We really want to make sure that your child is comfortable and has a great experience with 4-H.
The Fun with Food program will go to the Goose Creek District Library on February 17th, the Farmer City Methodist Church on the 20th, and the Waynesville Township Library on the 25th, with more scheduled for March. Learn more and register at extension.illinois.edu/DMP. Tracking farmers markets. How many are there in Illinois? Janie Maxwell is with the Illinois Farmers Markets Association.
It is really tough tracking that. We partner significantly with Market Maker, and in their database of Illinois farmers markets that have registered with them, there are about 300. But this fall, we decided we really wanted to see if we could figure out, are there more And were all those that are listed still as active as they appear on Market Maker? And so we think there may be as many as 50 as 75 more markets that are not in the database. So we're in the process of seeing if we can potentially reach out to them, talk about our network, get them plugged in so that they can take advantage of all the resources that are available to them. Everything changes. Yesterday we heard that like cabbage is the vegetable of the year in the restaurant world. I think consumers are looking for high quality, good tasting food, but I also think that they're looking for an opportunity to know where their food comes from, have a relationship with their farm or their farmer, and then also that gathering space to just have some fun opportunity to connect with their community. That provides a real positive experience for everybody that attends the market. But I do think it's about what's at the market. But every single market is different. And you'll find I don't even markets under the same umbrella organization that meet on different days have different vendors, have different characteristics. So they're all pretty unique. And I think they do reflect the requests and the needs of their community.
More information on the Illinois Farmers Market Association is available at ilfma.org. It's a first for Illinois. A downstate emergency medical service now carries blood aboard its ambulances to treat patients during pre-hospital care. In Eureka and Goodfield, the program is being considered a game changer for Impact Life, which provides blood to more than 120 hospitals across Iowa, Illinois, Missouri, and Wisconsin. Kirby Wynn is the public relations manager for Impact Life.
This is really cool. It's the EMS group, Eureka Goodfield EMS, now has 2 of its ambulances set up to carry blood and plasma on board. And, if you think about it, this is an EMS group that's going to travel some distance to some of their calls. And they may have patients in the ambulance 30 minutes, 45 minutes, people who could benefit from getting a blood transfusion en route to the ER. Well, we call it pre-hospital transfusion, and it's a growing area within our industry and within emergency healthcare. And Eureka Goodfield EMS is the first ground ambulance now in Illinois to carry blood. So it was exciting to see what they're doing there. I got to see a demonstration and meet some of their staff.
According to Wynn, each ambulance is equipped with a special cooler containing plasma or blood for victims in need. The program launched in early January, and Wynn hopes other EMS services across the state follow suit. USDA recently announced its New World Screwworm Grand Challenge, giving innovators until February 23rd to propose methods in efforts to keep this pest out of the country. Now for your local obituaries. Jerry S. Farrell, 61, of DeWitt, Illinois, passed away at 10:55 a.m. January 28th at Westmoreland Hospital in Greensburg, Pennsylvania. Arrangements are incomplete at the Calvert Funeral Home in Clinton. Leo Eddie E. Evans Jr., 65, of Maroa, passed away on Friday, January 30th at his home. A celebration of his life will be held on Friday, February 13th, 2026 from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Knights of Columbus, 217 Limit Street in Lincoln, Illinois. Cremation rights have been accorded. Graham Peasley Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Shirley Ann Foles, 82, of Clinton, Illinois, passed away at 3:45 a.m. January 30th at Goldwater Care in Clinton. Services will be 11 a.m. Wednesday, February 4th at the Calvert Funeral Home in Clinton, with Pastor Jonathan Roberson officiating. Burial will follow at Memorial Park Cemetery in Clinton. Visitation will be 10 to 11 a.m. Wednesday at the funeral home. Memorials may be directed to the Special Olympics. Get news anytime from your computer or your mobile device at DeWittDailyNews.com. That's DeWitt County's #1 source for news, sports, police blotter, obituaries, and more. Best of all free, all the time at DeWittDailyNews.com.
With SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason in Washington. Once again, a judge is blocking an action by the Trump administration. This time it has to do with hundreds of thousands of Haitians facing possible deportation to their homeland. Apparently, the Clintons have had a change of heart. Bill and Hillary Clinton now say they will testify, part of a House investigation focusing on the late convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. The Iranian president is directing his country's foreign minister to seek out talks with the U.S. President Trump announcing a big new trade and tariffs deal with India. As part of that agreement, the president says India has agreed to stop buying Russian oil. And Ukrainian President Zelensky says Russia has launched another major attack on Ukraine using around 450 drones and 70 missiles. Dow futures are down 16 points. More details, srnnews.com.
Maybe this is you too. There's enormous frustration right now with healthcare costs. It is amazing. Healthcare costs for families in the last 20 years have almost tripled, and it just keeps getting worse. All this to say, this is why MediShare is so in demand right now. People are looking for alternatives, and MediShare is proven you can save thousands of dollars a year and actually like it more. Over 1 million Americans are now part of healthcare sharing, and MediShare is the gold standard. It's trusted. It works. It's been helping people save money and have peace of mind now for 30 plus years. It's not some big impersonal thing either. It's a community of people like you helping each other. So yeah, if you're frustrated too, here's your chance to make a refreshing change. You'll notice the difference as soon as you call. They're easy to talk to. You can get a price within 2 minutes. Here is the number. Call 844-45-BIBLE. That's 844-45-BIBLE. 844-45-BIBLE.
From the Hart Media Group Sports Desk, IL Sports Wire, and DeWittDailyNews.com, I'm Ben Hubbard with this local sports report. Ryan Donato had 2 goals and 2 assists, and the Chicago Blackhawks beat the San Jose Sharks 6-3 on Monday night. Ilya Mikheyev added a goal and 3 assists in Chicago's final home game before the Olympic break. Connor Bedard, Connor Murphy, and Sam Renzel also scored, and Spencer Knight made 24 saves. The Blackhawks had lost 5 in a row. They improved to 3-6-2 in their last 11 games. Macklin Celebrini had a goal and an assist for San Jose, which dropped to 1-2-1 on a 5-game trip. Will Smith and Shakir Mukhtarlimin also scored. Chicago opened a 4-0 lead with 3 goals in the first part of the second period, highlighted by Donato's 12th of the season. The veteran forward made a nifty move on San Jose defenseman Vincent Descharnes before beating Yaroslav Askarov at 9 minutes and 35 seconds. San Jose closed to 5-3 on Mukamadalin's slick backhand 2 minutes and 13 seconds into the third, but Donato knocked in a rebound for Chicago with 5 minutes and 19 seconds remaining. The Blackhawks played without captain Nick Foligno, who missed his second straight game with a mid-body injury. The 20-year-old Bedard scored for the third consecutive game when he converted a one-timer 7 minutes into the first period. It was the team's first power play goal since January 10th at Nashville. It went 0 for 26 with a man advantage over the previous 10 games. Bedard has 23 goals in 43 games, matching his career high in 82 games last season. He also has 21 career power play goals, passing Patrick Kane for the most by a Blackhawk player before turning 21. Both teams are on the road Wednesday night. San Jose faces the Colorado Avalanche, and Chicago takes on the Columbus Blue Jackets. Steven Stamkos scored twice in the third period to help the Nashville Predators rally for a 6-5 victory over the St. Louis Blues on Monday night. Ryan O'Reilly scored twice, and Michael McCarron and Philip Forsberg added goals for Nashville. The Predators scored 5 straight goals to erase a 4-goal deficit and win their second straight. Pavel Buchnevich scored twice, and Jake Neighbors, Philip Broberg, and Colton Perico also scored for St. Louis, losers of 7 of 8. Joel Hofer made 22 saves, and Jordan Kyrou had 3 assists. Justice Annunen stopped all 14 shots he faced in relief of Juuse Saros for Nashville. Saros was lifted at 3 minutes and 55 seconds of the second after allowing 5 goals on 21 shots. Broberg and Perico scored 30 seconds apart early in the second to give the Blues a 5-1 lead. O'Reilly drew Nashville within 1 at 2 minutes and 2 seconds of the third, and Stamkos tied it at 7 minutes and 14 seconds when his wraparound attempt deflected off Perico's skate into the net. Stamkos scored the winner with 9 minutes and 37 seconds to go when he tapped home a loose puck at the right post. Nashville captain Roman Josi had a season-high 4 assists, and Luke Evangelista tied a career high with 3. The Blues are at Dallas on Wednesday night, while the Predators host Minnesota on Wednesday night. The Seattle Mariners acquired All-Star infielder and outfielder Brendan Donovan from the St. Louis Cardinals on Monday night in a 3-team trade with the Tampa Bay Rays. Seattle sent infielder Ben Williamson to the Rays and a pair of minor league prospects to the rebuilding Cardinals, pitcher Gerangelo Ciante and outfielder Ty Pete. St. Louis also received a 2026 competitive balanced round B draft pick, 68th overall from the Mariners. Tampa Bay shipped minor leaguer outfielder Colton Ledbetter and competitive balanced round B draft pick this year, 72 overall, to the Cardinals. Donovan, who is 29, was a first-time All-Star last year when he batted .287 with 10 home runs, 50 RBIs, and a .775 OPS. Over a 4-year Major League career, he has hit .282 with 40 homers, 97 doubles, and a .772 OPS. He also won a Utility Player Gold Glove as a rookie in 2022. Donovan has a $5.8 million one-year contract. He is eligible for arbitration again next winter and is on track to be eligible for free agency after the 2027 World Series. He could slot into the middle of the Mariners' batting order in the way Jorge Polanco did last season. Polanco hit 26 homers and became a free agent and signed a $40 million 2-year contract with the New York Mets. Donovan has started 202 career games at second base, 139 in left infield, and 29 at third base, and 23 in right field. He was primarily at second base for the Cardinals last year, starting 91 games there. Considering the Mariners parted ways with Williamson and elected not to re-sign Eugenio Suarez, Donovan could make sense for Seattle at third base. Also in the fold is highly regarded shortstop prospect Colt Emerson, who played 6 games for AAA Tacoma last year. To make room for Williamson on the 40-man roster, Tampa Bay left-hander Ken Waldachuk was designated for assignment. Williamson hit .253 with 1 home run and 21 RBIs with above-average defense at third base as a rookie for Seattle last year. The 22-year-old Sahente was selected 15th overall by the Mariners in 2024 in the amateur draft. He went 5 for 7 with a 3.99 ERA and 120 strikeouts over 108 1/3 innings last year in the minors. Pete, 20, was drafted 30th overall by the Mariners in 2023 across 3 seasons in Seattle's farm system. He batted .247 with 28 home runs, 154 RBIs, 76 stolen bases, and a .724 OPS in 1,166 plate appearances. Ledbetter, 24, was chosen by the Rays in the second round of the 2023 draft. He hit .269 with 25 home runs and 126 RBIs in 253 games across 3 minor league seasons with Tampa Bay. The Chicago White Sox acquired right-hander Jordan Hicks from Boston on Sunday as the Red Sox gave up one of their top pitching prospects to unload most of Hicks' salary. The key to the deal for Chicago could be pitching prospect David Sandlin, who has been ranked by Baseball America as the number 7 prospect and number 2 pitching prospect in the Red Sox organization. White Sox general manager Chris Getz said Sandlin, a 24-year-old righty who split time last year in AAA and AA, will compete for a spot in the rotation at spring training. Boston also will send 2 players to be named and cash to Chicago in the deal that will bring right-handed prospect Gage Ziehl and a player to the Red Sox. Hicks had been owed $25 million over the next 2 seasons, a liability that came with a hefty payroll tax for Boston. Hicks, 29, was 1-2 with a 8.20 ERA in 21 relief appearances for the Red Sox last season after losing his job in the Giants rotation and coming to Boston in the deal that sent All-Star third baseman Rafael Devers to San Francisco. He went on the injured list as of September 4th with right shoulder tendonitis and did not pitch again. The White Sox traded center fielder Luis Robert Jr. to the New York Mets last month, and Getz said they would reinvest the $20 million in savings in the team. He then signed right-hander Sir Anthony Dominguez to a 2-year, $20 million deal and added Hicks. Sandlin, a 24-year-old righty, is 13-12 with a 4.38 ERA in 4 minor league seasons. To make room for Hicks and Sandlin on the 40-man roster, the White Sox designated right-hander Jaro Irarte and catcher Drew Romo for assignment. Ziehl is a 22-year-old 11th-round pick who has pitched 1 game above Class A. Former Arizona Cardinals head coach Jonathan Gannon is joining the Green Bay Packers staff as defensive coordinator. Coach Matt LaFleur announced the hire of Gannon on Monday. Gannon will take over for Jeff Hafley, who left after 2 seasons when the Miami Dolphins hired him as head coach. The Cardinals fired Gannon the day after their season ended with a 9th straight loss. Gannon went 15-36 in 3 years, including a 3-14 record this past season. Gannon had been the Philadelphia Eagles defensive coordinator for 2 seasons before Arizona hired him. In his second season in Philadelphia, the Eagles ranked 2nd in the NFL in total defense and won the NFC Championship before losing 38-35 to the Kansas City Chiefs in Super Bowl 57. Arizona ranked 27th in yards allowed per game, and 22nd in yards allowed per play, and 29th in points allowed per game this past season. Gannon takes over a defense that ranked 12th in yards allowed per game, 9th in yards allowed per play, and 11th in points allowed per game this past season. Green Bay's defense ranked higher earlier in the season, but struggled after season-ending injuries to all-pro pass rusher Micah Parsons and defensive lineman Devontae Wyatt. The Packers dropped their last 5 games of the season, finishing 9-8-1, including a 31-27 wildcard playoff loss to the Chicago Bears. The Packers led by at least 9 points in the second half of 3 of those losses and allowed 25 points in the fourth quarter of their playoff defeat at Chicago. Parsons tore his left anterior cruciate ligament on a December 14th loss at Denver. Parsons had said that he hopes to be back for the start of the 2026 season, but added that a week 3 or week 4 return is a more realistic scenario. Linebacker Quay Walker, who led the Packers in tackles each of his 4 seasons in Green Bay, has played out his contract and would be a free agent. In scores from around the NBA last night, the Charlotte Hornets beat the Pelicans 102-95, while the Indiana Pacers fell to the Houston Rockets 118-114. The Memphis Grizzlies beat the Minnesota Timberwolves 137-128, and the Philadelphia 76ers took down the LA Clippers 128-113. In NCAA men's basketball, number 14 UNC took down Syracuse 87-77. And number 11, Kansas beats number 13, Texas Tech 64-61. In the NHL, the Buffalo Sabres beat the Florida Panthers 5-3. The Washington Capitals took down the New York Islanders 4-1. The Ottawa Senators beat the Pittsburgh Penguins 3-2. The Minnesota Timberwolves beat the Montreal Canadiens 4-3 in overtime. The same score, 4-3 in overtime, was what the Dallas Stars used to beat the Winnipeg Jets. The Detroit Red Wings shut out the Colorado Avalanche 2-0. The Utah Mammoth beat the Vancouver Canucks 6-2, and the Toronto Maple Leafs beat the Calgary Flames 4-2. Get highlights of your local high school program by finding IL SportsWire on your preferred social media platforms, and get local sports anytime at DeWittDailyNews.com.
This is staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with your